I'm Team Cap. What team are you? Let me know. What's going on, everyone? This is your host, author Anthony Avina, here on Avina Vlogs and in association with On Request Magazine. I'm here to talk about one thing and one thing only, something everyone in the nation and the world pretty much is talking about this weekend: Captain America: Civil War. I just got out of seeing the movie about 2 hours ago, and while it was still fresh in my mind, I wanted to write and talk about the movie and write a review for you guys. So I have the written part down. It's going to be going up on my magazine blog, Anthony on Request, and the video is here for your viewing pleasure now. So I'm going to get into what I loved about the film, why I gave it the rating that I did, and this is a spoiler-free review. I'm not going to get too much into the plot because I'm afraid if I reveal too much, it'll spoil the movie for you guys. So I'm going to go over the basics and tell you guys what the movie meant to me. So here we go. First of all, the plot line. Let's get into that real quick. Pretty much, there's an event that happens with Captain America's Avengers team. They're trying to stop an attack. They try and contain it, but a lot of people end up getting killed in the process, and it's not a pretty situation. So the UN decides to make up a law, pretty much, that any superheroes are going to have to sign this law and, declare themselves to the world leaders and just become government agents, pretty much, and go where the government tells them to go. Iron Man, Tony Stark, thinks this is a good idea after what happened in Age of Ultron. However, Captain America does not like this. He sees it as the government taking away their freedom and people in power trying to use them for their own agendas. So, because of this conflict, the two, go to war, in essence. There's an event that happens that kind of strengthens the resolve of the government to control the Avengers, and the team gets divided. And so it's friend against friend, and there's a lot that goes on. There's another threat that's looming over them all as this event goes on, and Captain America wants to stop it, but he's got to deal with Iron Man and the government and all of the people who he thought he could trust. So it's a very interesting story, lots of action. Now, this film is one of the longest MCU films in their film slate. It's like 2 hours and 26 minutes, almost 2.5 hours. And it's got the biggest roster of heroes to date, besides everyone that appeared in Avengers: Age of Ultron, and all the previous Marvel movies, except obviously the Guardians of the Galaxy. The only ones missing really are Thor and the Hulk, who are off in their own adventure. Whatchamacallit, you also have the addition of two new heroes: Paul Rudd's Ant-Man from his Ant-Man film, and then, of course, the most anticipated character, Spider-Man. The young kid who plays him, Tom Holland, amazing. I did like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I actually did like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. They're two different Spider-Men. But Tom Holland is definitely the best Spider-Man I've seen to date, because he is the teenage superhero that I grew up reading the comics of. He comes into the world with humor, with like wide-eyed wonder, but he also has a strong moral compass, and he is like a growing hero, which is really awesome to see come to life on screen, especially interacting with all the adult heroes that we've come to know and love. So it was really great to see him included in MCU. I think he's got a strong future ahead, and I'm sure everyone at this point knows the sequence. It's coming to be known in both the spoiler and spoiler-free reviews as the airport scene. I'm not going to get too into it. It's definitely the biggest, most action-packed fight sequence I've ever seen in a superhero film. Really well done. Paul Rudd's Ant-Man was both funny and had some surprising plot twists that really made the film 10 times better. The villain was definitely not a brutal, in-your-face villain. He was more of a working in the shadows mystery man. He kind of was a manipulator and was more of an espionage-esque villain than, the Thanoses or Red Skulls of the world. He wasn't brutal. He was definitely playing, behind the scenes stuff that you will soon learn who he is and what he was doing if you go to see this film. I gotta say though, one of my favorite parts of this film was the inclusion of Black Panther. He was played by Chadwick Boseman, fantastic actor, and he really brought a more visceral seriousness to the role that I think is a welcome addition to the MCU. We've had serious characters, but we haven't had serious like this before. And not only was he a fantastic character, and getting to see his story emerge was amazing, he kicked butt. He was probably one of the most action-fueled characters in the film, and he really took center stage whenever he was on screen, which was really a great sight to see. So, overall, this was probably the best MCU film to date. I have to say it. Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans both had great performances, and by the end of the film, there are some really good plot twists that are really going to change the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Really shocking stuff, and plus, this is the first film in the Phase 3 story arc for the MCU, so it's really interesting to see all these changes happening right at the beginning, because I think it's going to set the stage for the rest of the movies coming up, until Avengers Infinity Wars, or whatever it's called. They're going to change the name of the movies, the director said. So, the Russo brothers, phenomenal directors. They did a great job with this. The action was amazing. The special effects were great. Spider-Man was definitely a welcome addition. The film didn't even feel too cluttered with heroes. I think everyone who was involved, all the heroes, got equal amounts of time to shine. And that's really a difficult thing to manage when you have a big, group film like this. Honestly, I really enjoyed these more than the first two Avengers movies. It kind of felt like an Avengers movie, even though it was Captain America's story. It really did feel like an Avengers movie, and really just superbly done. I think that going forward, we're going to see some really interesting storylines start to emerge from the comics, and you are not going to want to miss this, especially with Spider-Man and Black Panther being introduced. These are two characters that are really going to emerge as heavy players going forward in the MCU. That's my prediction, at least. And that's it. Those were my thoughts and opinions. If you want to read my full review, make sure you go to the links down below. Follow me on my On Request magazine blog, anthonyonrequest.tumblr.com. Be sure to check that out, and thank you for watching today. Let me know in the comments below. 1, did you see the movie? 2, if so, what did you think? And 3, if you haven't seen the movie, are you going to? Leave all your comments down below. Definitely, this movie was a 10 out of 10. Probably one of the best beginning summer films of the blockbuster slate. Really well done. Yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Give this video a big thumbs up. Like this video, comment on it, favorite it, and share it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It means so much to me if you did. Click that eye in the sky for today's recommended videos, playlists, and more. And I will see you guys for the next all-new review. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Long days and pleasant nights, my friends.